Dragon Spirit, the new legend. In this non-stop action game for your Nintendo Entertainment System, you transform into the mighty blue dragon to rescue the princess from the grasp of an evil demon. To get to its lair, you'll have to blast fiendish enemies every step of the way, fighting through 10 levels of heart-pounding action on land, sea, and air, right up to the ultimate battle with the demon itself. Can you rescue the princess and save the kingdom? Dragon Spirit, the video game from Bandai.
There's something incredibly magical about a rainy summer day. The rhythmic patter of raindrops against the window, the cool breeze through a slightly cracked door, and the comforting embrace of my old Nintendo Entertainment System sitting in front of the television. Those were the days when the world outside was transformed into a canvas of gray, and inside, the colorful adventures of video games took center stage. One such adventure that still holds a special place in my heart is Dragon Spirit for the NES. Dragon Spirit wasn't just a game, it was an escape. I vividly remember those rainy afternoons when, with nothing else to do, I would pop the cartridge into my NES, blow off the dust from the connectors, and embark on a fantastical journey. The rain would pour outside, creating a perfect atmosphere for diving into the mystical world of Dragon Spirit. As the protagonist, I took on the role of Amur, a warrior transformed into a dragon, soaring through the skies, battling fantastical creatures, and saving the princess. The game's soundtrack, with its catchy and somewhat haunting melodies, would blend seamlessly with the rain's soft drumming, creating a unique and memorable gaming experience. One aspect of Dragon Spirit that's particularly interesting to explore is the difference between the American and Japanese versions of the game. Originally released as Dragon Spirit, the new legend in Japan, the NES version underwent several changes before it reached American shores. In Japan, the game retained much of its original arcade roots, emphasizing a more straightforward shoot-'em-up experience with a higher difficulty level. The Japanese version also featured more detailed graphics and a different storyline that placed a greater emphasis on the player's transformation from a human into a dragon. In contrast, the American release, while similar in core gameplay, was adapted to be slightly more accessible to a broader audience. This version toned down the difficulty slightly and made changes to the visual presentation, including some enemy designs and background elements. Additionally, the story was simplified, focusing more on the action rather than the narrative intricacies present in the Japanese version. These changes, while subtle, created two distinct experiences depending on where you played the game. Dragon Spirit had many elements that made it an unforgettable game, especially for someone like me, who fondly remembers those rainy days filled with dragons and danger. One of the most commendable aspects of the game was its unique blend of traditional shoot-'em-up mechanics with a fantasy setting. Unlike other shooters of the era that were predominantly set in space or military environments, Dragon Spirit stood out with its mythical creatures, ancient landscapes, and magical elements. The game's presentation was vibrant and engaging, featuring detailed sprites and an atmospheric soundtrack that added depth to the gameplay. The power-up system also added a layer of strategy, allowing players to upgrade their dragon's abilities and adjust their playstyle based on the various challenges encountered. Each level offered a new set of enemies and obstacles, which kept the experience fresh and engaging. The variety in level design, from lush forests to fiery caverns, ensured that the adventure was never monotonous. However, no game is without its flaws, and Dragon Spirit was no exception. One of the most significant drawbacks was its difficulty level. Even with the adjustments made for the American release, the game was still quite challenging, especially for younger players or those new to the shoot-'em-up genre. The control scheme, while functional, could feel a bit stiff at times, making precise movements difficult during intense sections of the game. This could lead to frustrating moments where a single mistake would result in losing a life or a crucial power-up, setting the player back significantly. Additionally, the hitbox detection in the game was sometimes unforgiving. There were moments when it seemed like the dragon would get hit by enemy projectiles or obstacles that didn't quite match up visually, which could be a source of frustration. The limited lives and lack of a save system also meant that players had to be prepared for a long haul if they wanted to see the game's conclusion. Despite its flaws, Dragon Spirit remains a cherished memory for me, a game that I often think back to whenever the sky grows dark with rain clouds. It was more than just a game. It was a part of my childhood, a source of adventure and excitement on those days when the weather kept me indoors. The thrill of transforming into a powerful dragon, the challenge of navigating through waves of enemies, and the satisfaction of rescuing the princess are memories that have stayed with me all these years. In the end, Dragon Spirit for the NES is a testament to the charm and challenge of classic video games. It might not have been perfect, but it had heart, creativity, and a sense of adventure that kept players, like myself, coming back for more, rain or shine. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, thank you for watching.